So I just made a video crying on Facebook or Insta poo about my hands, my legs not working. And I was like, oh, it's because I was writing. And I was like, gonna say, I need to get a computer because compelled to do work on certain things. And that means I need to write or draw. But I can do all of them without using my fucking hands now. But the few things that I do seem to fuck up my body like crazy. And it's been like this my whole life, worse past couple of years. But when I worked at a grocery store, I got extreme carpal tunnel from turning things around like that. It wasn't like the weight, it was a constant motion and grip thing over and over. So my hands are all fucked up, and I was trying to think, well, what the fuck did I do, man? Because sometimes it used to be when I would draw, the way I would hold my hand, weird, I'd give it to myself really bad. Or if I write my journal, that's why I don't write as much, because it literally fucks me up. But it wasn't either one of them things. Because I did write and I did draw. There's no fucking way. I usually feel it. And the only time I wouldn't feel it, I was fucked up. I don't get fucked up anymore. It was this shit. So, these are 5 fucking pounds. I think what it was me doing this or something over and over, like too many times apparently, because my fucking arm is fucked up. Like I noticed it when I picked it up, my muscles slightly, but it's not muscles, it's tendons. It's why there's no amount of me working out that improves my condition. Stretching seems to help a little bit, but basically, yeah, I think what happened was I've been stretching a lot. I walked to Wise's the other day, did not stretch on the way there, just because it's the same walk I do all the time, since my tendons were used to being stretched out for smaller things. It definitely wanted to be stretched out to do that, so it reacted bad. The hands, I guess, are doing the same thing again. My carpal tunnel is coming back. Like, my cousin actually just had surgery on that. But, I don't want them to cut my things. Like, you can almost see mine, but they were like that before I ever had. That's what I mean, it's always been like this. So all this, pain and shit has had me like angry and like other shit I'm focusing on to be angry about, but I think it's mainly that it hurts, so it gets hateful. It finds things to get hateful about, and oddly enough I didn't have to look very far. The reason I'm even making this video is because there's a difference in avoiding behavior and improving behavior. And I feel like people who don't know me may have the idea that I have some sort of improved behavior skills. Maybe because they're entrenched in a life with material possessions and relationships, and they look at me and they see a person with no material possessions, really. That stuff, it's not necessarily my stuff, it's mine. Some of it's mine. I don't know what people see is the point, but what I need people to see is the real thing. Because it's the whole point of what I'm trying to do. Not do. I'm not doing things because I can't do them. I'm not doing things because everybody says everyone is a hypocrite. So it's we all just gotta, nah. That is a lie. Because we all don't just. Not all of us. It doesn't. Whatever it doesn't want to do. Not want to do. I'll do things I don't want to do. Every day is a thing I don't want to do. Really. What I mean are the games people say we have to play in order for this to be a thing. I wholeheartedly disagree. I got stopped twice by cops in the past month for walking. One day I was picking up garbage, and the last time was I couldn't walk. Somebody called the cops on me, right? And I was mad about that. But more, it started making me wonder what that person thought they were doing when they called. Because they were somebody whose house I was in front of when I couldn't walk. For sure. Which means I was right there when they called. Which means they could have opened the door and said, "Hey dude, what the fuck, man?" But they were either afraid to do that, or it was easier to call a police officer and say, I don't know what they actually told them, to have them come. Because all I was doing was sitting there drinking this out of my backpack. And then there's this guy on Instagram or whatever. There's lots of them that message me and try to sell me shit. Drugs. See, I was naive at the beginning of Instagram when I made a profile, and anybody who would friend me, I would friend them back just so I could see their feed because they were seeing mine. I don't even know how people would even find me, but whatever. Turns out it's just like everything else where it's a bunch of bots and douchebags who are trying to either get you in trouble or make a fucking dollar off you. Which is why I don't leave my house to begin with. Because I hate all of you. Douchebags and robots. All you want to do is make a buck or fuck somebody over. After repeatedly telling everybody that messaged me I don't even have a credit card. Hey, the way you want to rip me off is impossible. Move on to your next mark. Some of these fucking douchebags couldn't get it through their head. They believe they're so incognito that nobody could find them. And expose them. Which had me back to the cop thing. See, another game people play that I am fucking sick of seeing is cops and robbers. Cowboys and Indians You know? I just released a video. Oh, anyway. You guys. I make videos about spirituality, love, and the body of light because that's what I want to infect the algorithm with. This whole fucking system is shit. People just watching each other, and commenting on the comments. But what's happening is their Patreons and their gimmies and the I just got in trouble, please bail me out shit. You know who the fuck gives people money for that type of shit? People who are so lost and confused that they believe they're supporting somebody that's either doing something that they feel like they can't do, or that they're somehow saying a fuck you to somebody else, right? Or there's this, it's a culture of artists too, who support each other. I kind of dig that part. But only in the sense that they need to do that to even stay in the system. If they didn't play the fucking game, nobody would... See, so it's coming back around. Why does it give a fuck about anything it ever says? All of us. Me, you. What is it that makes us give a fuck? Is it because you're stuck where you are, that you talk to the people you do? Are the people you went to high school with your friends because you're friends, or because you were in the same jail together? Do you even know what love is? Or you just say it because that's what you've heard people say? This is what I mean about robots. I know there's bots online, but there's literal fucking NPCs just walking around. They don't feel anything. And I used to think that was like a myth, that everybody feels something. But the more and more, the longer I've been around, the more people I've met, they're not all people. You're not all people. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're a person. Because you'd have to choose a series of events that would lead you here. But you might just be at a crossroads to being a person. Like me. I'm at a crossroads to being a person. Or not. I have been. For what is it? Oh, 20 years now. He's been divided for 20 years. And like 5 years ago, I made a decision that I was done. Give up, Trav. But because of already enduring suicide, I know how fucking pathetic and how much of a fuck you it is. Like, this world will eat you. You don't gotta kill yourself. You can stick your head in. Just stick your neck out. They'll take it. They'll take your head. But we hide. Even me, when I didn't give a fuck the most, was compelled to hide in my shell.
How long has there been no water where you live? For years. And all the spring water, they're dried out.
choose life, right? Okay. Here's the thing: is drugs are initiation tools, but they have been the keys of the kingdom were scattered on the fucking floor of the playroom. So children started opening everything up. Do you know how many people see the truth and then turn away? A lot of people think we live in a world where people can't find the truth. They just can't see it. That's the bullshit. Everyone who's awake knows the truth. They just choose to live a lie. And this sounds so stupid.
We are the hallucination. Our DNA is of earth and sky.
It's like I'm caught in a fucking web here, man.
Our DNA is of
Ah, Bill.
the people.
See, part of me really... Okay. Life is like a fucking box of Legos, not the thing that's built on the outside of the box. But we're indoctrinated to think that the world is a completed place and that we exist in. You're here to build parts of the fucking, Lego house. Because it's not a complete thing. There would be no reason to live if it was just perfect. But there'd be no reason to live if you couldn't approach that perfection. That's what the spiral is that approximates the golden mean. Always above or below, but it's always getting closer. So the way you'll hear enlightenment described is follow the eye. What am I? And the further you follow, you realize I am nothing. No thing. A witness within a body, within a brain, that has cells, there are atoms that get fucking smaller on the Planck scale, that has a vibration. But in between each pulse, there's nothing. I am nothing. Inside everything. That's what being awake is. But that's not what enlightenment is. Enlightenment is being many. Spirit comes into matter, and matter must reach back to spirit. The thought of it itself isn't enlightenment. The concepts aren't enlightenment. So I had this dream where I was in this room and I kept walking back and it was turned into Legos, and it was like reality was disappearing and turning into Legos, and they got less and less defined, and it was eventually just a single color, blue or purple or something. It was dark, it's hard to see. In the middle of the room, there's a pedestal with a button flashing, and just me standing there in nothing with a flashing button. Would you press it? Like if this was your dream, would you push the button? How long would you think about it? Well, I started thinking about, what's that button? Wonder what would happen if I pressed it. Should I press it? I don't know. It could be good. It could be bad. Is somebody trying to trick me? And as I'm thinking, it gets darker and darker and darker until everything just disappears. There's no button. There's no floor. There's no wall. It's just me, alone, and nothing. Your life, right now, has a button in front of you. And you can press it, or you can sit and think about pressing it. But you don't have forever to think about it. Tell him, Morty. Morty, tell him if you find a button, press it. I swear we're not trying to trick you. Are they trying to trick us? See, this is where the whole idea of initiation is important. Because you'd have some master telling you, don't worry, or worry. Which, again, why taking a nice dose of any entheogen is much like initiation. Because all of a sudden, you have somebody telling you, be afraid, or don't be afraid. But what's the point of being afraid? Morty, that's mine. You're scratching my stuff. Well, it's to keep you from danger, is what being afraid is for. But it can keep you from doing anything, just like thought. This is just circling back to me being angry. Because when I'm angry, or in love, I act instantly. But because I'm neither of them things, I can't do anything for anything. I mean, I have my garden, I have my drawings, I have my books, but I wouldn't call that a life. This is what a high-tech psychedelic prison looks like. The pit. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it feels So when I painted this, I just threw paint on it, just on the board, and smeared it around. And then I saw a face, so I pulled the face out, and I gave it hair like mine, because why not? And then the water's rising, because I had this dream about a cave that's beside an ocean. So I was going to make the cave in my ear or third eye, and have people standing on the mountain the way I saw them in my dream. Then I saw this. I kept having this image after a full moon that somebody either mentioned a boat or something that made me think of a boat. Or a place away from the cave where they would go get supplies, fruit, or something to bring back here to mix and make sangria with. You can't get it to do right. Anyway. Just sit down. Why'd I pull that out? Something I wanted to say though. Something about doing it. It does it. 20 years. Okay, yeah. Circling the drain, man. just really wanted I wanted a certain life. I think I said in another video about mirroring the cosm, because there were a group of us that if we had worked together would have been fucking unstoppable. The amount of talent. This is what I mean about drugs being initiatory, though. Is that they'll keep you in your grade if you don't move to the next work. Neophyte. Neo. Fight. Like Matrix. Get it? But then there's the Episimus. Episimus? And then there's everything in between. What the fuck am I even trying to say? Did you see McGregor break his leg? Dude! Holy shit. Oh, fuck. Dude, that's why he doesn't do it. Don't do that shit. Guys, hurts. I don't care. Oh, man. I've noticed everybody digs the fights. Like, everybody that I am a fan of is a fan of, like, the UFC and shit. Which is interesting. Because so are all my friends also into the same shit. Into UFC. And this comes back to the physical, the idea of mastering the physical isn't about hiding and withering away like a monk or something in a cave, you know? These guru guys who keep a string of consciousness, let bugs bite them. Here's the thing. For years, okay, I grew up, I was initiated into the world with violence and hard drugs, okay? Let's just say yeah. And then I spent years after going to Portland and meeting people who were complete opposite of me, but also in a similar position. Oh, Mikey, can't find him. I have an address somewhere, and I wrote him 2 letters. I wrote you 2 letters, Mikey. And I lost them. I lost the letters I was going to send. I even had a sticker on one of them. Sticker? A stamp. He don't know what it is. But Mike knew. See, I was trying to assimilate back into society when I went to Chicago. So I went to Portland, came back, went to Chicago, lived with Mike in Chicago. Still had the dope shit going on. Everybody around here was just fucking neck deep. Go out there, Mikey's not much better. And worse, he has a shit dealer that's literally learned from his mom to put makeup in it. So I was like, I need to leave here. But while I was there, he's the one who had the DMT. What do you got toys? And that's when I saw. See, I always have dreams of like the future. I'm convinced that a part of me, either in the future, reached back into the past, or a part of me in the past reached to the future somehow. But that's why I felt then the way I do now. Like, did you ever hear a story of like fairies and fae? Don't tell you stuff. They make you feel things because it's the way they communicate. They can't communicate with words. Well, imagine communicating through time. You can't use words necessarily. So what would you do to communicate with yourself or somebody else? you would implant memories or feelings into them. So, oddly enough, I was given the feeling of being alone and betrayed while with the person I loved the most. So you know what kind of schism that caused? So either I made it so I would be this way now, or something else did. You see where the fear or distrust in reality comes in. Because why? Well, there's this whole thing of like, oh, well, you would have had a kid, you'd have lost Travi. Because there's a secret game going on where you can't have a kid. It sounds silly, but you can't be the child and have a child. People do, but in the bigger scheme of things, I don't know. He may have said too much. Oh shit, I got a text. Listen, guys. It's angry and hateful, but it tries not to be. Okay?